Merry Meet Witches. This is Graybeard Crowfather on our Sunday night edition of Intro to Wicca series. Tonight's video is going to be pretty short because I'm beat and it's been a long weekend and I get to go back to work tomorrow. So I've decided to change up the format of the video series a bit. What I'm going to do is on Sundays and Wednesdays, on one week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday another week. Wednesdays and then the Wednesdays and Fridays I'm going to do the in-depth more, and then on Sunday nights just kind of give out information a little bit, you know, what you can avoid and what you can look forward to. So tonight I'm going to give you some information on when you're researching Wicca, you want to try to avoid the online schools as much as you can because they pretty much are nothing more than scams that'll take your money, and it doesn't really help you out in the long run. I mean, all the research and all the documentation that you would get from them is all stuff that you could find in books that people have listed on the Reddit Wicca site. Also, stuff that we've had, like myself and Alan from Wales have listed in the FAQ and the wiki. So don't waste your money. I've already had to tell people to steer clear of this one website. It's called wiccaspirituality.com, and that lady charges anywhere between $260 to almost $800 for information that's already out there, and I just find it ridiculous that people would be, willing to pay that kind of money for something where they're not going to really get any experience in unless they do it firsthand. Now, that being said, and I know it's kind of hard to do with the pandemic going on, but get to your local metaphysical shops if you can. Chances are that they will have either information on groups that are accepting new students if you want to get involved with a circle or a coven, and there's a high possibility that they also offer Wicca 101 classes. And they generally, as far as I know, the ones that I've seen around where I live, is usually only like, I don't know, $5 a week. And that's just to cover the cost of the materials that they're printing out and everything. So if you want to get involved with like more people and take classes, check that out. Like I said, go to your local metaphysical shop if you can. If you're locked down, I understand it will get better soon, so you'll definitely want to check that out. Now, excuse me, going along with my last video that I showed the other night, the altar and ritual items, I did state a lot that you can go to a lot of antique shops and thrift stores, and you can find a ton of stuff that you would like to add to your altar or just have as ritual tools. Fairly cheap. I know I said that I paid a lot of money, about $45 for that one big cauldron, but that's the most I've ever paid. But then again, it was worth it. It was a cast iron cauldron that's got the stand on it with the three legs. If you've got that kind of money that you can spend on that kind of stuff right now, go for it. You'll be, surprised at what you can find at, antique shops and thrift stores. As far as pagan festivals right now, everyone that I've ever gone to or had been planning on going to has definitely been canceled. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's nothing we can really do about it. So hopefully, once the pandemic is gone or close to being gone, or when we're all safe, that these pagan festivals start up again. One of the ones that I tend to go to is I'm in New York State. I'm on the western side of New York State, and in Syracuse, which is the middle of New York State, every year they have the Central New York Pagan Pride Festival, and that one is just a great, great festival to go to. Usually, when we go, there's at least 3 to 5,000 people attending, and then there's usually about 300 or 400 vendors that are there. every year it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you happen to live in and around New York State or even in Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania, it's about a 3 hour drive, but it's so worth it. And check it out when they start holding it again. So yeah, if you go to the pagan pride festivals, you can pick up items, from vendors. And then one other one that I use all the time when I'm looking for unique items is Etsy. And Etsy is a great place to go if you don't have any local metaphysical shops. Try to tend to support, local pagan stores and artists so that, you know, they can keep doing what they're doing. They got to make a living too. So Etsy, pagan pride, or pagan festivals, antique shops, and thrift stores. You can find a lot of good stuff there. So that's pretty much all I had to cover tonight for what I was going to do. As I said, I'm just going to give a little bit of information and then I'll start back up into the in depth again on Wednesday. I'm looking at a lot of suggestions that people are giving, and a lot of them are pretty good. So I'll probably start going into those shortly. Samhain is coming up, so hopefully you'll be able to actually celebrate Samhain in your own personal way. If you have a group of people that you can celebrate Samhain with, even all the more better. And remember, it is a full moon on Samhain too, so be sure to try to make some moon water because it'll be extra powerful that night. My last thing for y'all tonight is I wanted to actually give you all a spell to try. And this does not require casting a circle or calling the quarters or invoking any particular deities, but I think you'll find it interesting to do. It has worked for me in the past. It may take a couple times to practice it to do it, but it has worked. And basically, it's a way to feel the goddess and the god in nature when you have a chance to go out. So here's what you want to do. You want to find a nice spot in the woods or a park if you can. Hopefully it'll be a day that it's not raining and semi-warm for you. Then you want to sit on the ground, and you can have your legs crossed, or you can have them straight out, or you can have your knees folded up. And you want to put your hands palm down on the ground. Now, once you get yourself comfortable like that, you want to go ahead and close your eyes. And then from there, you want to go ahead and start doing like a meditative breathing, although not quite meditation. So you want to breathe in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Start doing that a few times. Get into that rhythm. Once you've gotten that rhythm going, start to feel the power of the earth coming up through the palms of your hands, and let that power fill you. You'll know it because you'll feel it, and it'll be like you're a bubble about to burst. But it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. Hey, baby girl, I got a kitty cat here. There's baby girl. Yeah, so get yourself to feeling where you have all that power filling you up. And then from there, what you want to do is envision yourself with that energy emanating forth from you out into your surroundings. And at the same time, that energy that you're drawing in will also be, projecting out. You want to keep like a constant flow going of power coming in and power going out. What the main objective of this spell to do is to give you an idea of the power to show you, how goddess and god are in nature. This may take some bit of time to do, but at some point while you're doing this, you will start to notice that the creatures of the goddess and the god will start to actually come and be around you, whether it's, like small animals, like maybe a chipmunk or a squirrel or a fox or even deer, There will probably be a lot of insects that may come. So if you don't like insects, don't be scared. They're not there to hurt you. They're just calling, heeding your call at that point in time. There may be snakes that come. If you're afraid of snakes, don't be. They're all a part of nature. They're not going to hurt you. They're just curious and investigating this power that's emanating out from you. Um, if you happen to, by any chance, draw a bear, and hopefully you won't, or anything more dangerous, slowly stop the spell and be safe. Don't linger if something like that comes along. You can kind of, you know, focus on what you might want to draw in, but that's my advice. If something larger than that, just slowly stops. When you've seen or felt or had all these creatures come to you, you'll know that you actually have the power of the goddess and the god flowing through you, and nature will work with you in that way. So when you're done, just slowly let that power dissipate, let it dissipate out from you, and then don't pull any more in through your hands, because you don't want to draw any more than you have to, just to get this results. And then once you're done, you're all set. Get up, clean yourself off, and thank the goddess and the god for giving you that little bit of clarity there, and then you can head home. um, it is going to be a type of spell where you're not going to do it perfectly first time. It may take a few tries. You're going to have to practice it to get it to where it's going to work, but it will work. And when it does, it will fill you with such a sense of awe and wonder that it's just fantastic. So that's your homework for this week, this day. When you get a second or time to do so, do that. Go out and do that spell. Hopefully, if you get real lucky, you'll see results right off the bat. If you could, leave a comment for me to let me know whether it worked for you or not and what you attracted that day. I'm really curious. I'd like to see how it does work out for everybody. So, until Wednesday night, everybody stay safe and stay healthy. Goddess and God bless you. Blessed be.